back to the Random Dad YouTube channel. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
When snowblowers are coming and mowers are going and winter begins, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
And that means it's time to turn the John Deere D140 lawnmower tractor into the John Deere D140 snowblower tractor. There's been a lot of requests for this video out on the internet, out on Instagram, in the YouTube comments. I'm here for the fans. We're gonna get into it right now. We're gonna drop this mower deck off. We're gonna get the snowblower out, get it all dialed in, put the chains on, get things ready to go. Okay folks, we're just gonna do a quick walk around here, kind of give you a heads up on what our goal is today. The first thing we need to do is get this mower deck off. There are a couple of mounting points. First thing we want to do is put it down on the floor so we don't drop it on anything. And I'll show you. We have some draft arms here. I don't know what they're called. There are some linkage pieces here and here in the back. This connects up to the lever, the height adjustment. This kind of just allows the deck to stay square and ride. And then we've got this linkage here in the front. So we've got to take all that off and the mower deck will slide right out. I'll show you how the belt comes off. There's a tensioner on it. As you can see, I've been doing some leaf cleanup. I typically don't like to leave the deck like this, but you know, it is what it is. Let's go. Okay, so these back arms here, you just kind of reach in, pull these pins out. Do your best not to lose the washer at the same time. And then these arms kind of slide off like so. And similar to if you watch the snowblower off video, these fittings just rotate and come out like that. Go over here. Watch out, some turd in the tire there. We'll do this side next. Hey, super bonus content. I was gonna put this at the end of the video, but I've decided I'm gonna start putting bonus content in the middle of the videos because nobody stays to the end. So nobody gets the bonus content. So if you wanna see this blower in action, check out the link to the Proves the John Deere Dealership Wrong video. So these guys, same thing. Not sure if you picked up on this yet, but we don't need any tools for this job yet. Actually, I don't think we will at all. Slide this arm off. Go do the other side. I don't know if you've noticed, little hot random dad tip, but I always put the cotter pins in from the front. So, sorry, we're not getting a good focus there, but if something bounces up and hits the pin while you're driving, if you put it in from the back, there's a chance that whatever that debris is could knock the pin out. But if it's in from the front, it just pushes it in further and you don't lose your mower deck or whatever the heck you have hooked on. So, shuck the deck over. All right, now we got this front linkage over here. Also, just a little pin. I try not to do that. I don't know if you've noticed, I've been going kind of easy pulling those cotter pins out so they don't fly. And then you just fish this out the front. So these are the items that you end up storing in the off season. Each side has a couple of cotter pins and washers. Like in some other videos I've told you, what I like to do is leave these on the tractor so that I don't have to worry about storing them and losing them. So if you get in here and you can see right here is where, oh, I dropped the cotter pin. Right here is where this washer and pin live in the off season, so I don't have to worry about losing them. And then same with these other arms, that's where those pins live in the off season. I'm gonna go put the other side away. Okay, now this deck is completely disconnected with the exception, of the belt, which the whole deck kind of slides forward and just comes off. Whoa! Check this out. Look at the buildup inside this deck. This is really interesting. If y'all have been following the Random Dad, you'll know I put these blades, these mulching blades on here this year. I've never ever had this much buildup on the underside of the deck. But as you can imagine, if I don't take care of this, it's gonna hold moisture in and rust the deck really badly. So I gotta clean all this out, and we'll put a light coating of WD-40 on everything after it's cleaned out. We'll put this away and get the blower out. If you don't have one of these little Teflon scrapers are great. You can scrape stuff without scratching stuff. This is a perfect example of what I was talking about. Some people might be like,
oh, that's just all dried on grass. That's not a big deal.
but look underneath. It's soaked under there. It's just muddy, gross. Random Dad headquarters needs a new pressure washer. Give me your thoughts in the comments below. Well, you gotta go with the punches here. So my pressure washer's dead. This thing's pretty clean. It's not going to a concourse Pebble Beach car show. So I'm gonna leave this thing out here to dry. I'm not gonna bore you with cleaning your mower deck. You can probably figure that out. And I'm gonna go get the snowblower and get that thing installed. Shout out to one of the tens of thousands of commenters I get on YouTube and Instagram looking for the drive belt number for the snowblower that I have. Here you go. You can thank me in the comments. Hot tip. I use my creeper for a dolly all the time. Got something big and heavy you got to roll around, put it on your creeper. Okay, so we're set up directly behind the tractor here. I'm gonna lay the chains out nice and straight. It's really important that you get them straight and that they're not folded in on themselves. And then what I'll do is pull the tractor out of gear and I'll slide, or I'll roll the back tires over the chains. Another thing you wanna make sure is that this hitch is on the outside, the outboard side of the tire, so you can actually do them up afterwards. Okay, so now I'm going to take the chains and just kind of wrap them up over the top of the tire, kind of shuck them as much as I can to get them as even as I can, the cross links spaced as evenly as I can. I'm not going to get too crazy though, because I can mess with it later. And then I'm going to hook the inside first. And pull the outside up, and this is where the way this latch works is it actually provides a little leverage to get the chains nice and tight. So I'm gonna move this link out of the way. I should just cut these off now that I know how long they need to be. And I'm gonna take and slide this lever clasp system in. Again, all the time I'm trying to keep them as tight as they can be on the tire. And I suppose you could deflate the tire and stuff to get these even tighter, but you kind of use the leverage on the clasp to pull these extra tight, and then it hooks onto the link that's, I don't know, 3 or 4 links back. First time you do it, it's kind of a pain, but you'll get the hang of it. So that's what it looks like after it's clasped or latched. So this guy goes through this link, and then you use this big lever to pull tension, and then it hooks. So you can see that's an open hook onto this link. And now you got your chains on. The back side is just a simple open hook. So you hook that side first, and then you're good to go. Okay, these suitcase weights are literally as simple as dropping in this bracket. When you buy them, they come with this bracket that just bolts on. Actually, there are a couple little clips here, or little slots that it slides into the bracket, and then there's just 2 bolts up here. So, and then the weights just slide in. These little guys, if you watch my how to take the snowblower off video, you know what these are. If you don't, then keep watching. I always pull them off and open them up before I slide the tractor over the blower. It's just a little easier to get them out here, and it's one less thing to kind of bang into. Okay, so now we got this blower underneath the tractor. There is a spot at the back that it hooks onto the chassis. These hangers here go into these little slot or hooks. They're like posts, see? Little post up there, little slot right there. Once the post ends up in here, this little guy comes over and cotter pins on. And then we have a couple of lift arms here, and we'll connect it in the front here to here. There's a pin, there's an arm that goes here, and then we'll hook the belt on, and then we're just a chute and chute adjustment away from being good to go. So once you get it in place, kind of lift it up and then just roll tractor into it. Like so. Now, if you're smart, you've got the pins real handy, but I'm not. So keep an eye on that while I get the pins. Thank you for holding that. It's pretty handy to have an extra set of hands around here. All right, so not sure if you can see it, but that is how it works. Anybody remember where I put the hardware for the mower deck?
Oh, there it is right there.
Not gonna lose that. Okay, let's go to the front. Okay, so here's your lift arm. And in order to hook it up, we've got to drop it back into kind of the down position. So we have these same type of push in and turn brackets and pins for the bottom of this lift arm. This guy comes off, goes in here, and then what you have to do is move the lift arm up to meet the bracket. Again, you got to move, kind of slide stuff around. That was awesome, huh? That was awesome. We're rolling though. We're not even gonna cut the shot. We got it. You're okay, right? Everybody's okay? Don't talk to OSHA about that. I don't have my workman's comp paid up. All right, so hopefully you don't have to go into concussion protocol after that little crash. But anyway, this arm, I'm not sure if you saw it, but this funny little mechanism, it goes in, turns, the bottom part hooks the bottom bracket on the blower, and that's how the lift arm works. Okay, so from a mounting standpoint, this thing is fully hooked up. We've got the 2 arms in the front, 2 arms in the back. When you pick the lift arm up, the blower comes up. So we're good to go there. Now we just have to hook the chute on, put the chute adjustment on, hook the belt up. Let's bang the belt on right now because we're here. So this is pretty easy. Similar to the deck, it's just got a spring tensioner. So you just kind of push the tensioner out of the way to take the tension off the belt. Tensioner is here. Just push on that, loosens the belt, and you slide the belt around the drive clutch. So the way this works is this metal ring gets bolted onto the blower body, I guess, with these little bushings. And what that does is it allows the chute to rotate in there. I've gone around and around on this because sometimes it gets a little hard for the chute to spin. So I've used grease on here, but what I've ultimately realized is it works best when it's clean. So I'm gonna clean that a little bit before I put it all together. Don't fall, cheese them. Can't afford to lose you. Okay, so this is the chute adjustment arm. Because I bought this setup used, I had to kind of fabricate my own attachment point up here. And so it goes into this little attachment point. But I have just some random hardware that I found. I had a plastic bushing. And I have to tell you, I just pulled this thing out of the shed. And there's no hardware on this side. And I thought, oh boy, here we go. Random dad running his mouth about not losing hardware. And in front of the tens, maybe even hundreds of thousands of random dad fans out there, he's gonna look like a dummy because he lost his cotter pin and washer. And then we look down here. And it's not here either, which means it's official. Random dad is not following his own rules. Let this be a lesson to everyone out here in the random dad universe. Follow your own rules or you'll end up in trouble. Go ahead, laugh it up. Joke's on me. Yep, you're right. That is a finish nail. You lose focus for 1 second in this game. It cost you everything. Okay, look. I was too embarrassed after the finish nail incident to show you the install here, but That's it. That bracket bolts to that one little mounting point, and then your chute adjustment is like this. Like I said, it's not perfect, but it works. So that's it, folks. That's officially the 2021 most wonderful time of the year tractor winter conversion. We got the mower deck off. It's out in the sun drying out. We'll put a light coat of WD-40 on that before we put it away. We got the snowblower attached, lift arm, chute adjustment, all good to go. The tire chains are installed and the suitcase weights are installed. So this baby is officially ready for neighborhood domination, saving the world one old lady's driveway at a time. So that's it for this week's episode of The Random Dad. Take a second, like, subscribe, leave me a comment, tell me how dumb you thought this video was, whatever you want to say. It's a free country. Thanks a lot, and catch you on the next one.